Hello YouTube, welcome to a level 400 account that played the game a very long time ago. The friend who owns this account is called Fire Goes Pew, and he returned to the game after 3 years of not playing. Our friend here had a pretty well established account, had spent a lot of money, and has returned and is looking to spend again. What we have is an account that has taken some interesting decisions since returning, because our friend didn't quite know what resources or what was good, watched a few videos but didn't quite get the full picture. So let's take a quick look at some of the decisions that have happened in recent times. First thing I'm going to draw your attention to is our Destiny heroes. Since returning, our friend has made a Destiny Doom Terminator Vulcan. This is by no means terrible. It's an A tier copy that he's managed to get his hands on. This is nice. However, the attack of 9.9 million is shockingly low, and that will become apparent why very soon when you realize how unoptimized this account is. On top of that, our friend, because he was an older player, already had a noble core for Starwing Jahra, so decided, hey, let's make her a Destiny hero. I think this was a bit of a mistake. Jahra stopped being good ages ago and has not been good since. It's very difficult to get much out of a Jahra these days because, unfortunately, Betty is so much better. Our friend did get that memo though and decided to build Betty, but he got a bit carried away with himself. Got himself a Dragon Receptor, that's fine, but Betty is Destiny, which means our friend got himself a fully maxed Noble Core on Betty, something I would refrain from doing until you have probably 5 Destiny heroes. You only really need 1 core on a Betty. I personally think this is a bit excessive. As many of you will know, you don't need to have Destiny on Betty for her to do well. It's all about her ability to crowd control opponents. Destiny is simply just used to give her divine power, which can help her survive, but that's something used on much later game teams than this one. So a little bit unnecessary, but we have it nonetheless. The thing that shocks me though is the rest of the heroes. You've got yourself Freya. That's fine. Older players, I can understand why you would build Freya. Freya used to be one of the best support heroes in the game, but recently has been eclipsed by other heroes. We also have a 2-star core here. You may be tempted to take this to Noble to make her Destiny. I don't think this is wise. We ultimately will not want Freya as a hero on this account in the long term, so picking up 4 more core chests to use on her is actually a step in the wrong direction. I would rather invest in a core for a hero we actually want, and this can just be something we passively collect from campaign and upgrade later on in the future, which is exactly what we're doing right now. We're getting the Mystic Fairy Freya shards, and hopefully in a year or however long it takes, we'll have enough to fully upgrade her to a noble core, and then that will help with much later game decisions like getting to temple level 14, 15, and beyond. For now though, we want to have some good heroes, so let's get started with that. Eos, Tree of Origin 2, not doing much here, just a Tenant for Vulcan, not offering a lot of attack, very low level, very low power, unfortunate to be honest. And we have a Vesa, a Tree of Origin 1, doing absolutely nothing apart from holding a ton of dust. Hate this. And we've got ourselves a Halora, which is sad that she's only Tree of Origin 1. She's really not getting to see her full potential. She wants to be at Tree of Origin 5, using her passives, maybe even Destiny if you can, and she wants to be faster than your major damage dealer so she can put out her active skill with Abyssal Corruption so it can debuff the enemies, increasing the critical strike damage that they take. Natalie here is something that the owner of this account has also built on my recommendation. It's going to be something we're investing heavily in here. That's because she is a Tenant for Vulcan. And then we have several other Transcendence heroes just smattering along. Also, because this was an earlier account from a long time ago, many E5s are already established. So food is not something we're going to be worrying about. We just want to get a really good team for Fire Goes Pew. So let's get started with our investments. And you'll see that we have the Dragon Boat Festival here for this account right now. And we're going to be spending 100 flags to get some resources to help us out. We'll also be combining the rewards from this event with Anniversary, as by using both events together, we'll get enough resources to get multiple Destiny heroes and take our Temple level to Temple level 5. If we have a scout around, you'll see we are doing quite well for Destiny materials. We've already got a few in the bag. We, of course, have those Destiny heroes back there. But more importantly, because this is a spender account, we do have access to these chests that you get from Plentiful Privilege 3. There's also many other options as well, like these 26 chests. We'll be saving these for sublimations when we push for temple level 5. Right now, I actually don't think we need to be using these chests. There's a few other things smattered around, but you can see it's generally tidy. Just lots and lots of Transcendence hero chests, though, which I do find quite funny. When it comes to artifacts, we've got an interesting selection as well. If you enter into the Almost Workshop, you'll see that we're sitting on quite the collection. We've got several splendid demon bells. We've got a glittery as well, so that's 5 upgraded demon bells in total. 2 Augustus magic balls, that's a very retro thing to have. Some snow heart investments, kiss a ghost, even some golden crowns littered around. And when it comes to deific artifacts, you can see we already have a splendid Lingering Melody of the Universe, a splendid Dragon Ruby Scepter, and a splendid Elusive Mirror. Immediately, that Elusive Mirror is something that I want to do some adjustments to, so let's go ahead and find it here on the account. It's currently being worn by Starwing Jahra. Let's remove it, and I'll show you a little trick when it comes to splendid Elusive Mirror. It's an artifact that's absolutely fine, but really it only needs to be glittery to do well. So if we go to Artifact Regress and we break this down, we're going to go ahead and build 2 glittery versions as opposed to 1 splendid. It is just better overall for the account. So let's take this one. Let's go level this up. And oh my word, you have 95,000 Afterglow? Bro, what the heck happened? What did you destroy? Now that we've got ourselves another 6-star for the Elusive Mirror here, let's go ahead and make 2 of them to glittery. So we'll do this one here, forge that. And we'll go ahead and do the exact same thing again. You can see we have loads of Almost Workshop materials as well. Bro is doing great for resources. And with 2 glittery mirrors and all the demon bells we have, we are more than fine for energy feed on this account. Now, let's get things started to improve the Destiny heroes. Some things I want to be building that we currently don't have is a Tree of Origin 5 at least on Natalie, and we'd love it if we had some of the newer heroes. You can see we have none of them. It's very sad. Melissa is definitely someone we want to be building. Elena is currently nowhere to be seen. We'll bring her on board as well. You can see we've never had her on this account either. So I think the first thing we need to do is we need to take some people out of their houses. So we'll go across to Vulcan's house. Let's remove all of his tenants because we will be doing some manipulation with these guys. And we're going to go across and remove Freya from her home because I do believe we're going to be killing her. And we're going to do the same thing with Jahra, as I probably ought to be manipulating Jahra. Yes, let's get rid of her. And we'll do exactly the same thing again with Aspen. We do not need him. And we'll do the same thing again with our Betty, who is here at the end. Again, we do not need her in a house right now. Also, Vulcan's house is looking very sad, so I'm going to go and find some of these houses and undo the upgrades that are on house number 2. Just to get some of these resources back. I'll even do the same thing with this one. That's level 1. That's fine. What about this one? Was this level? Oh, that was level 9. It's not going to make too much of a difference. But it would be nice if we can get enough upgrades here. There we go. We're level 100 on this building. And it'd be nice if we could do that on the last building as well. Yeah, so we'll just spend a few gems here to make that possible. Probably aren't going to get enough levels here, but you never know. We might just... Perfect. There we go. So that's full level 100s on Vulcan's house. Also, you'll notice we've upgraded HP Aura and Attack Aura. That is probably not a good idea. That's going to use a lot of Master's Toolboxes. So if you ever see yourself low on Master's Toolboxes, this is an issue. So we need to go ahead and undo these. Only take them up to level 30 if you need Master's Toolboxes. Another thing we want to do is remove our heroes from the Ethereal Realm. So give me a second to do that. Okay, that is looking beautiful. Looks like we have everybody removed from where they need to be. Fantastic. Let's get started with some of the things we want to be doing on the account then. Step 1 is actually to draw our attention across to the Transition Temple. We need to have 2 Surge heroes and 2 Origin heroes. For that, we're actually going to want to have ourselves another hero at Destiny. Right now, we have this Freya, who is currently wearing all of our Sublimation. That is unfortunate. I'm actually going to go ahead and remove this Freya from existence. So, the way we're going to do that is through destruction. That said, though, Freya does have some really, really, really nice stones. So it would be a shame to destroy her, given the fact we have speed HP, speed attack, and attack. You know who would love these stones? A Melissa. So what I'm going to do is Bro has currently built a Melissa to E5. I'm actually going to kill this Melissa copy, and that's going to get us a bunch of Melissas back. I'm assuming Bro doesn't have Melissas in the bag. No, not too many. Also, that will get us back a load of food. So I kind of like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this Melissa, and we're going to go to convert, regress, and that should get us all the Melissa copies and a ton of food back as well, and the dust that was inside of her. The trick for this is to go into the Gate of the Void, go to the Evolution Cube, go to replace, and if I replaced into Melissa, we wouldn't swap stones. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to go across to find a hero who we also want to be a Transcendence hero on the account. That's going to be Elena. So this is going to cost us 10 soul symbols. So we'll replace, we get Elena. That's going to get us everything back. You can see here we get 9 10 stars. Elena becomes a Transcendence hero. All these resources come back, including the Sublimation. And that means now I can go across to the Freya copy that we have. With this Freya copy, it still retains all of its stones. So we now go to convert, and we're going to put in all of those Melissa copies that we had. That is going to give Melissa all of the stones, which is fantastic. And that is a Melissa, and she should have all the stones. Heck yeah. The next step is to go ahead and make this Melissa into a Transcendence hero. So we're going to use the exact same technique we used earlier, but instead of swapping, we're going to be destroying. This Vesa is absolutely not needed on the account, so let's go into the Gate of the Void, let's go to the Evolution Cube, and let's go to regress, and we're going to kill Vesa. That's also going to get us some resources back, which is absolutely lovely. So she gets murdered, we get a ton of food back in return, all of the stuff's out of there. Love that. So now if we go to evolve, let's look for Melissa as a hero. We'll put in our Melissa copy here, and that is Melissa on the account as a Transcendence hero. Perfect. With that done, we've got some other work we need to be doing. Let's get Natalie improved, because she is a hero we're going to be hunting for Destiny on. So we're going to go around and put all of the imprints onto this Natalie that we can, building her as a standard support Natalie. That's going to be damage reduction, we're going to go with control immunity, and we're going to go with either block or armor. For the most part, I think armor is the right decision. Now that we've got Voidfall, let's go into the Tree of Origin and let's blast through this. There we go. Now that's done, we need to put Sublimation on. So we're just going to go ahead and blast out all those Sublimations that were on Freya and put them onto Natalie. That is absolutely perfect. So given all of this, we only now need a core for Natalie. Now if we go into the bag, you'll see we already have a core chest that contains 50 shards. So we've already 1 out of 8 that we need. If we want to get the rest, we're going to have to go to the Dragon Bow Festival. So let's go to the Mysterious Sale and start picking up items. We have 100 flags to play with, which is a lot, because our friend here went pretty heavy and bought all the plentiful privilege stuff, went heavy in the relay, spending $200, and he spent a little bit of contract story gems as well. We might even want to spend more contract story gems to maximize our origin material resources, because that's the one thing holding this account back. And we have a lot of contract story gems, so that necessarily isn't even a bad thing. Let's start here. Let's get origin materials and origin materials again. Then we get a discount on them here, and that's already 3 lots of origin materials that we can enjoy. Floor 4 is going to be void materials, or we could go with origin artifacts. And I know we currently don't have a Breath of Forest Spirit, so let's actually go with 2 pistols so that we can get a much better, stronger version of Antler's Cane. Vulcan would love that. Origin materials again are discounted for the next 4 stages, so we're going to pick up from here, 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 and here. And that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 origin materials. That's all of the ones we need for Natalie. Fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and claim all of them for now. That's going to be our starting point for the event, I think. And we're going to go ahead and also pick up Destiny materials. That's a no-brainer. So we get Destiny materials from floor 10, 11, and for floor 12, I'm not sure. We could go with more origin materials. And that would have us looking for Sublimation so that we can get to Temple level 5, because for Temple level 5, we need a whole other Noble Core, and we need full Sublimation. Now again, we could be tempted to make that Freya Core Noble. I don't think that's the right decision for the account, because we still want Destiny on heroes like Melissa and Halora and people like that, who currently do not have Core of Origin. So if we're investing in a hero like Freya, that's someone we don't really want on the account in the long term. So it's much better to focus on the better heroes for the account, rather than finishing off a hero just for the sake of the temple. So for now, I think what we'll go for is Sublimation initially. We already have some Sublimation, So I think picking up a little bit here is not a bad decision. We'll just go 90 in everything. I know that seems weird, but we already have a weird number of sublimation. We already have a chest in the bag. So we're looking to min-max our sublimation so we get exactly 180 in everything. If I start just grabbing 90, then 90, it will be actually over 180, which isn't good. So I just want to pick up one for every single ability here. So we're going to start with active skill, and that will be from floor 12. And that takes us to 85 used. So we'll go ahead and consume all of this stuff. Then we'll get to this next stage. We'll go and grab passive 1. And then we'll actually unlock the regular round where we can pick up even more. You might be tempted to go for transition materials here. That's another option that we could go with. But actually, because our friend is spending on the relays, he's actually overshooting with transition materials right now. So origin materials are actually more of a priority on this account. And as we spend to get more and more origin materials, we will naturally get more and more transition materials at the same time. If you go ahead and look at the Turbo series, that has way too much when it comes to Destiny materials. The one thing we're struggling with is actually origin mats. So this, in my opinion, is completely fine. So let's go ahead and spend our 85 flags here. We've got our free gift, which is going to be passive skill 1. And we'll claim that. And then we've got this next stage unlocked where we can get even more origin materials as well. So from here, we need to claim passive skill 2. So we're going to select that and grab this. That's really nice. And we also have the exchange store as well, which we can go into. And we're going to use this to claim contract story gems, which we could use to get even more progress in the event. Because with those contract story gems, we could actually go into the cool events and we can buy more value packs. So we're going to go ahead and pick up this box here. That's going to get us 60 more Zongji. So we're going to add that. And that's going to get us more gems, more profit orbs, more great stuff to make progress in the event. As well, that means we can go to the Dragon Boat Festival itself and we can spend those Zongji here. And if we go to our Zongji rewards here, we've got ourselves another level unlocked. And we're actually only need 15 more to get another one of these Zongqi portraits, which is pretty cool. However, you'll see that that has gone and got us 10 more flags for here. So what we can do with those 10 flags is we can go and pick up even more origin materials. The last one we picked up was passive skill 2. So we are going to pick up now passive skill 3 from here. So let's select that and cash this in. Okay, now you'll notice we need a few more contract story gems if we're going to get this final package for the additional 30 Zongji we need. For that, I realized there's a bit of a problem on this account, and it's the sword flash here. Look inside her. There are so many contract story gems worth of copies. Let's get those destroyed. So we're going to go across into the Gate of the Void. We're going to go to the Compass of Transcended. We're going to go to the Evolution Cube, and we're going to go ahead and regress. So let's click on Sword Flash, get her out of here, regress this, and it's going to get us loads of stuff back, including all of those copies. We should be able to kill all of these. Yeah, that is fantastic. That C- also dead here. Let's retire all of that. And that takes us to 1,365. Perfect. So let's go back to the value packs now and buy this last package. And then what we can do here is use the final of these Zongjis to shoot the boats. And with that, we can go and claim some more origin materials. It's interesting, Star Souls are actually available here, but for this account, we are way off from Star Souls because we need so many more origin materials to make this possible. So let's go ahead and claim. Because we've claimed one of each of these sublimations, I now want to grab core chests so that we can get one step closer to our 5th noble core. So we're going to claim this, and that is good for us. Fantastic. So now, if we go to the bag, we have 9 Core of Origins shard selection chests, and when we look at our Core of Origins, we have none for Natalia. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is back out of here and open 8 of these chests, all for Natalia's core. So we open 8 of these, that's going to give us 400. We go ahead and claim that for 4 copies, and then let's back out, go to Natalie, and let's give her this core on her. So we'll use this, enhance, and that's perfect. So the next thing we need to do, we need to level her up to level 400. Easy peasy. And then we'll go into the Destiny, and let's Destiny transition her. So first things first, we're going to activate this, and we need to level her all the way up in Origin to origin level 100. For doing that, we're now going to go back to the temple, because the temple will be happy and satisfied, so we can upgrade to temple level 3 and temple level 4. And for temple level 5, all we would need now is 1 hero at core. And that's actually something we can push for, because you'll see immediately we've got way more divine power on our heroes, which is really nice. That's going to help us out a lot for making progress. But right now, I don't think we need a few of the heroes that we have upgraded. So the first thing I want to be doing is looking to our Jahra. Time to kill her. I don't think we need the Jahra on the account. We can get all the stone stuff back. She's not a very good hero. And we can always rebuild her when we finally go to temple level 5. But we can't do temple level 5 until we have enough sublimation for a full hero, and we have a noble core for that hero as well. So I think what we do here is we just destroy Jahra and get her back to square one. And that's going to get us all of the resources inside of her back as well. Fantastic. So all that stuff is coming here. Love to see it. And that means if we go to our Vulcan, we can actually upgrade him, which is going to be really good. We can get him to core, actually. So if we go to his destiny, I'm going to destiny rise him, take him all the way through chaos, and then take him all the way through core as well. Because this is going to make him super strong. We can't go to Polystar yet. It won't actually let us get a Polystar hero, because we need to get another level on the temple. But that is going to give us a whopping Divine Power 6 Vulcan, which is pretty cool. As well, we can do the same thing here with Natalie. So I'm going to go to her destiny, and I'm going to upgrade her as well. So I'm going to destiny rise her, quick upgrade, and we've ran out of spiritual essence. Okie dokie. Now, to get some more spiritual essence, there's a few options we can do. I think taking Betty down is going to be our first step. She doesn't need to be this high. I would only want her to be origin 100. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to a transition. We're going to spend 10 soul symbols, and we're going to take it down. And if we need more, we've got the upgrade boxes as well in the bag, which is very true. So let's carry on with this. Upgrade her here. There we are. It's 70. Upgrade it to 100, and we'll go to chaos. If we look at the temple, it wants a core hero, it wants a chaos hero. We've got an origin hero, that's Betty. For Surge, that's probably going to go and be Melissa. Melissa is definitely a Surge hero we can go ahead and build. And the other origin will just be Jahra, which we can just throw in when we need her. We also have boxes and boxes full of the Destiny materials for when that happens. But for now, we are completely fine. So that's the main heroes invested in and upgraded. They're looking excellent. Now we need to go and draw our attention to the side heroes. So remember how we started upgrading that Elena? I would love it if we can get her to Tree of Origin level 5. Same goes for our Halora and for our Melissa. So I want to start by looking at our spiritual essence. We've got loads. Stellar shards, we also have loads. So let's get upgrading. Let's start to build a real team. What we'd want here on Halora as well, if we could, would be a fully upgraded active skill. But because we're kind of prioritizing our sublimation to get Destiny heroes, we can't really afford to do that right now. Elena, I'd love to do the same thing, where we actually have the active skill Sublime on her too. But I'd also want to get Black and White, which is a really, really, really strong passive. But again, for the same reason, we can't currently get her upgraded. For that reason, I might want to take the Destiny off of someone like Betty, just so we can put the sublimation on other heroes. But I know the owner of this account, FireGoesPew, really likes having divine power on his Betty, so I don't want to take that away from him. Our backspace is horrendous, by the way. We definitely should build some 10 stars. We definitely should. I'm seeing 5 pennies there. That's just a 10-star penny to use as food, right? Yeah, absolutely it is. So I'm just going to go compress some of this food here, because we've got 9 stars, we've got 6 stars, we've got these puppets. That's just going to open up some backspace for us. So yeah, we can use that penny as fodder. But more importantly, what I'm going to go ahead and do is, because we've made that room, I'm going to go into here, Evolution Cube, regress, and we're going to kill Aspen, because we want all of the copies back. That's going to take us down to 95 soul symbols, which is still no issue. That's more than enough. So if we wanted to, we could take Eos up to make her a stronger Tenant. Yeah, actually, if we're at some point going to kill Eos anyway, upgrading her now makes sense, because we're going to kill her in the future when we try to do Temple level 5, because we're going to need the space. So There's no point letting the Stellar Shards sit around when we're going to steal the ones off of Eos 100% of the time. So, yes, I think we actually do take Eos up here. And she already has a lot of stuff inside of her. So we'll go ahead and begin enhancing this a little further. And we'll see what we can get here. Are we going to run out? We might run out of Stellars here. That's entirely possible. Wow. That is so close. Yet so far. Speed attack. Attack's actually better here. Make sure she's built aggressively. We do not care about Eos. She is just simply being used as a hero to be a tenant for Aspen. So just maximize as much attack as we can. If you have a Transcendence flag, Eos is the hero that definitely wants to wear that. Oh, let's check the bag. If we have a flag chest, that's amazing. You have 4! 4 of them! That's perfect! Oh! Guys! That's amazingly perfect. Okay. Let's get 4 Transcendence flags then. And let's give that to Eos. There you go, folks. A splendid flag. Which will massively improve Eos as a tenant. Lovely. But there you go. Look how much tidier this looks. We are sitting on quite a large pile of Crystals of Transcendence. We actually have quite a fair few. Some other heroes we could consider just building for the funsies of it. We could build an Alakita. To be honest, an Alakita suicide hero would be quite decent. You've got 2 copies here. You've got a ton of chests in the bag. So, yeah, we could pull out an Alakita. You know what? I actually think that's just intelligent, to be honest. I can't make an argument not to do that right now. Yeah. Who else are we going to rebuild? Exactly. And there's a fair amount of COT. There is a fair amount of COT, but the problem with COT is it exists, but currently the Transcendence heroes we would make would just do nothing. They would be completely useless. They would just sit there as complete deadweight heroes. So I would rather let the COT rot in your bag, to be honest. That's what a lot of us do, because COT is also needed for Destiny upgrades. So don't worry if you have a pile of Crystals of Transcendence in your bag. You'll eventually realize the gain with them. Because actually your big issue is you have way too many Crystals of Transcendence compared to Stellar Shards. You want to have 3 times as many Stellar Shards as Crystals of Transcendence. And unfortunately, that is not the case for your account. So what we can do, though, is by building an Alakita like this, she can be a hero that is born to die, basically. And she'll just exist simply at E5. And you'll get to use her passive, which is quite nice. Also, a Suicide Alakita is actually quite useful in the first Void campaign boss. So this is quite a smart idea, because it's 1 less hero attacking the enemy. So having a Suicide Eos and a Suicide Alakita will actually make the first Void campaign boss easier rather than harder. So it's quite a good thing to have. Add our E5 copy, and there we are. We have an upgraded Alakita. Lovely. Now, we will leave her at level 100, because we do want her just to simply die. There's no point leveling her up. But maybe speed, I suppose. Nah, she's dying before she gets to do anything, let's be real. But yeah, she is a fun little hero to have, just to sit there and do death passive things. So if you want to read, you see when being killed inflicts authority manipulation, which converts a random attribute buff owned into the corresponding attribute reduction. So it just turns buffs into debuffs on opponents, which is quite nice. So now we just need to finish leveling things up. Let's take all our heroes to level 400, which will maximize their speed. So we're going to do that for Melissa, we'll do that for Elena, and we'll do that for Halora. And now we just need to make sure people are equipped with the right things. So we want to make sure we got a speed attack stone here on Melissa. Or speed HP, actually, because she's not a tenant. And then that's really nice. Spiritual Mirror is going to be perfect for her, making her nice and quick. That is a perfect copy at 2289 speed. For Elena, can go with speed or defensive. Attack HP is completely fine. We'll go with Glittery Mirror on her as well. For Halora, want to make sure she's lightning quick if we can. 2199 is not as fast as it could be. If this was resonant stuff, that would be much more potent. But we do have a Demon Bell here, which will be very, very useful. Natalie is also a hero we want to be nice and quick. So we'll just go probably attack skill damage for now. Give her a Demon Bell. It all depends on how quick we can make our Vulcan. It would be nice if we could have higher resonance gear, but sadly we do not have the necessary items to upgrade them, as we still need to passively drop them from campaign. This account hasn't made that much progress because it was so new coming back to the game. But all in all, the heroes are looking amazing, so let's go ahead and put our Vulcan in the Celestial Island to find out, finally, just how strong these tenants are going to make him. Also, do we have skins for these? No, we don't. Alright, so we're going to put our Mockman in here. We've got our Eos giving 2.1 million. That's nice. Azrael as well. And then finally, you can see the size of the bonuses we're getting from this Natalie are 5.8 million. That is the difference that a Destiny tenant makes. Look at that, 8.6 million attack. That's how much attack he had before we even put any tenants in. We've basically doubled this Vulcan's stats. So if you look at him now, he is at 17.5 million. That is not bad at all. So he's going to hit like a freight train. So let's go put Balance Strike on him, and let's go test what this can do in campaign. So we are running Lingering Melody of the Universe. We are running Natalie with Demon Bell. Is she faster than the Vulcan? The Vulcan is a tiny bit quick here. Alright, I can slow him down a touch. What we're going to do to decrease Vulcan's speed is do an old trusty technique where we remove a tenant from the house. So this Azrael isn't actually giving that much. It's only 300,000 attack. That's nothing. Oh, also, there's some things we can claim here. Yeah, let's get a little bit of a HP and attack bonuses there. But if we go and draw our attention to Vulcan, yeah, that takes him to 2205. And Natalie, still nowhere near fast enough. That's just unfortunate for Natalie, to be honest. Is there a way we can get you quicker? Could give her speed, precision. Actually, yeah, there is a way we can make her quicker. Huh. If we gave her the mirror, she would be fast enough. Yes. Yes, she would. So let's go remove Elena's mirror. Let's give her just a normal Demon Bell. And let's go give the mirror to Natalie. That's really good. If anything, she's way over now. Yeah, potentially. But no, I think speed precision is definitely right here. Once we upgrade the boots and stuff, you might even be able to bring that down back to attack skill damage, but speed precision is more than enough for her. She's just not going to give as much attack. So yeah, Vulcan loses a few stats there. It's only a little bit, it's not too much. And then Halora is 2199. Oh, Halora, you need the tiniest bit of speed. This is just difficult because you have a really, really fast Vulcan copy. And we don't have resonance on our armor yet. But yeah, it's just the armor. Yeah, we could put Halora in a house. That's such a good point. We did have some houses that had a little bit of something going for them. Okay, let's put Halora in a house then. And let's see if we do have... Oh, we've got Arania, of course. That's nice. Oh, we've got this Gloria copy. Hello, we've got a wall deck there. Oh, and we've got an E5 Ignis. Oh, that's really good. Okay. Oh, okay. Who's going in the other small houses? No one for now. There's no reason to put... we can put Melissa in a small house. Yeah. Actually, Melissa, because we need speed on her, is also really important. Yes. And we do have some residual resources we can throw on here, which will be a little bit of extra speed for her to enjoy. Not loads, but if we get like 30s across the board, that would be completely fine. We've got an Annabelle here too. That's funny. So that might do something. That's 13 extra speed on Melissa. Does that make Melissa now the fastest hero for sure? Yeah, she definitely is. That's really good. Because Melissa wants to be the fastest hero on the team. So Halora and Melissa both being in side houses simply for speed is brilliantly strategic. Elena's a tenant. You've got Arania as a tenant. Yeah, that's super solid. Let's go poke this out then. Let's go see what this can do. Where are we stuck on Void Campaign? It's this wave here. I'm pretty sure we're going to one-shot this. So let's put in our lineup. We've got Halora, we've got Elena, and let's poke these guys in. And let's... For the pets, it's going to be Wolf. Or actually Phoenix, because we do need the crit damage, I suppose. So that's fine. And for our hero order, we want Betty at the front, and we want probably Halora in slot 2, Melissa, then Elena, then Vulcan at the back. Let's go ahead and... Ooh, I'm just going to press battle here just so it sends and saves the team, and then I'm going to adjust the destiny stuff on these heroes, and I still haven't activated cores or anything yet either. We will be completely fine, though. We're going to nuke this wave, I'm pretty certain. We shouldn't have any issue with this at all, because as soon as Vulcan does an active skill, I think the whole wave's in the bin. So this is actually not even fully optimized, but there you go. That's 2 of the heroes dead. Sorry, that's 3 of the heroes dead, 2 of them left alive, and our Vulcan is going to get an active skill again because we have full energy feed. So he's going to throw down with another hit. And that's a win. That was fantastic. That was even a sub-optimal lineup. But there you go. That is Chapter 5 cleared. Super easy. What we're going to do now, upgrade our Destiny abilities. I didn't realize we hadn't done this. So active skill is good here. Additionally increases all front allies' armor. Don't want that. Additionally grants a shield to front allies. That's okay. Removes one debuff from front allies. That's interesting. So I actually think that maybe the shield's the right play here. And then increases the attack of one ally with the highest attack. That's buffing himself. So yeah, we definitely want that. Definitely want that. Energy feed's quite fun, but I think increasing the attack is important. And deals extra damage to 10% of the target match HP to frontline enemies, all enemies, and to backline enemies with a chance to freeze. The freeze is quite cool, but I think the middle one is definitely the best one, as that's 1200 to everybody. In addition, we're going to go do Natalie's Destiny as well. This is going to want to be triggering on the active skill, and 50% chance to reduce frontline enemies' energy is quite good, so we'll go with that. And then reduces the energy of one enemy with the highest attack. Let's go with that as well. So just energy stealing opponents, super duper potent. That's very nice. And for Betty, she should just have the trigger on active skills, and that's going to be really good for her too. How much is DTV's attack? DTV is rocking with 16.7 million, so not even as big as he could be, but that's pretty good. So next up we've got this wave here. Oh, that's going to be super defeated. Let's see here. Gonna send in with Betty. She should crowd control immediately. And okay, no, Dragon Re didn't trigger. Also, I didn't put Betty's core in. We are dead. Yeah. We need Betty to trigger Dragon Re here. That's just unlucky, unfortunately. So let's try that one again, remembering to activate the core this time. And this should be really good, assuming Dragon Re triggers. Which it does. Full crowd control on the enemy team. We get all our active skills off. And Vulcan hits super hard. They stay crowd controlled, and Vulcan should get to go again. And that's super clean. There you go. This team is beautiful. I wonder, are we going to be just as good against Valkyries? I think we are. So there we go. Dragon Re triggers. Ah, that's right. We're running Battle Strike on Vulcan. I need to turn that off. We will notice that Vulcan's damage will significantly decrease. He loves having Battle Strike. Also, I'll put damage over time purify and make sure he's running lethal fight back. That's a strange thing going on here. And let's try this one again. So Betty triggers, put out our control, very nice. Now we should deal a ton of damage with Vulcan. There you go. Get lost, Valkyrie. Nice. Isn't that super clean how quickly that demolished that wave? Very, very pleased with this team. So, there you go, Figos Pew. That is one heck of an account. And that is one heck of a transformation. Doubling the attack of your Vulcan, transforming the quality of the team, and giving him a ton of extra damage thanks to being Divine Power 6. Good luck having fun against a lot of the different stuff, whether it's Void Bosses, Void Campaign, or whatever. I don't want to take that against you. But if you want to try some stuff, I think you'll do pretty well against Void Boss 1. I would use Eos and Alakita as suicide heroes and then run a little package designed to stay alive. I can give you a quick demonstration of how that will probably end up looking. Melissa at the back, Halor at the back, Alakita and Eos at the back. And we'll put Bulk and Natalie at the front. This should kill this. So yeah, they've killed Alakita. That's good. They should kill Eos here as well. Much better. Very, very nice. And now we should get our active skills off from our remaining heroes. And here comes Vulcan. Perfect. That was much, much cleaner. In fact, you could afford to run Balance Strike there if you wanted. Really nice. That was pretty solid. And of course, as the days go on, you'll have 3 more attacks each time. Void Boss 1 and Void Boss 2 are definitely your easier ones to fight. I recommend full energy feed for Void Boss 2, and you should be able to get really high here. You've got an A tier. Void Boss 1 and 2 should be your easiest options. So, yeah, the account, absolutely gorgeous. If you want to be like Fire Goes Pew and get your account reviewed with one-to-one advice from me, join us at Discord, where I will take a look at screenshots of your account and help you with it. I don't always log in on accounts, it's very rare that happens, but this one did need a lot of help, so I thought logging in would be pretty cool to show you what Vulcan accounts look like nowadays, and to show you some cool stuff like the temple and optimizing resources to improve our things. Really liking how this team looks, and I'm sure at Anniversary, when he gets more Core of Origin chests, he'll be able to take the account even further and get himself to Temple level 5, potentially even Temple level 6, by making his Melissa a Destiny hero as well. Folks, I'll see you next time. If you want to catch more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, like it, comment below what your thoughts are, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, have an amazing week, and of course, happy idling.